All right. We are
Oh,
live.
we're live. Oh, shit. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
Hi,
All right.
Vicky.
Thank you guys
Oh,
so much for coming.
yes, thanks. So this is our official takeover. It's me and Jeff is about to read something he hasn't read before. And this is from book 7. It was just written. I just finished writing it, so it might be I have a little typo here and there, but I'm not sure. I haven't actually gone over it yet. What this was if you're on my Patreon or you're on the Reddit, I had a poll that ended just like the day before yesterday. And I asked, from whose point of view should the recap of book 6 that ends up in the front of book 7, it's the first thing people read, from whose point of view should it be written from? And we had several choices. Number 3 on the poll was Samantha. Number 2 was Cleanerbot, which I was kind of pissed that didn't win because I had this whole thing planned. I'll do it some
I
other
wanted
time.
that too. I wanted that too.
And the number 1, the one that won, was from the point of view of Quasar. And I'm going to eventually put this for free up on my Patreon, just so people who need recaps from the previous book will have it. It's a little bit of a messy recap because it's told from the point of view of Quasar, and he's not privy to everything. So, and he has kind of a way of talking that may or may not be conducive to telling a proper story. But so Jeff he hasn't read this before. He hasn't even seen it. I just sent it to him, right, Jeff?
Yep.
And so set it up. It's just Quasar and another character whom he hasn't met yet. So it's just for Jeff's information. It's another Nolian, younger female Nolian.
Younger.
And,
Okay.
Yeah, it's like school age.
School age. Got it.
Okay, here we go.
Can we pretend Cleanerbot and Quasar tied? I'd love to. Or that they had sex and had a baby. That would be
Okay,
even
real
better.
fast. What I was gonna do was this is not what happened, but it was gonna be a courtroom scene, and they the judge is gonna demand to know like what's going on. They need a neutral third party, and they're gonna call the Cleanerbot up on the stand. And then the thing's gonna just beep at them, and they're like, "Well, what the fuck?" And then I was gonna have them like temporarily give the Cleanerbot the ability to talk, and that didn't happen. So sucks to be you guys who didn't vote for that. Something different.
Maybe someday. I want this. Everyone wants this. Okay.
Maybe we'll do it for I haven't written the after credits scene yet. It's just that's exclusive to the audio.
All right, here goes, guys. Quasar's recap. I gotta tell you, honey, you really need an exfoliating treatment. Maybe put some lotion on those hands. Look, asshole, Tempest said, looking up. I don't criticize how you do your lawyering. I don't criticize those stupid ties you insist on wearing. You don't need to criticize how I fix your plumbing. Especially when we both know I have no idea what I'm doing. Tits, kid, I'm not criticizing your work. I'm just pointing out how rough your skin looks. What the fuck does my skin have to do with anything? Are you some sort of pervert? And we agreed to a trade, so get talking. First off, you're my niece, and I'm looking after your health. Secondly, I absolutely won't answer that second question because of my answer to the first question. But yes, though your dad is worse. Ask him about the petting zoo incident. And what do you need this for again? The young Nullian rolled her eyes. I told you, Quasar, I have a report due on perceptions of the crawl, and I'm interviewing people, having them give me recaps, and I was assigned Carl and Donut. Obviously, my teacher assigned me them because I'm related to you, and if I don't interview you about it, I will fail. Most everyone else I'm interviewing are just giving me their answers for free. I don't see why you have to be such a dick about it. Most people love the sound of their own biscuit holes flapping. I am very busy, and my time is valuable. You want information, you should learn to trade for it. It's good for you. But why have me fix your sink? Why do you even have this thing? I don't know shit about this old plumbing stuff. Can't you do it yourself? Oh, I could, but I'm teaching you a valuable life lesson. Never give shit up for free, because if you do, they'll just keep coming back to you and will expect more and more. The only lesson I've learned today is that my uncle is a colossal prick. Now start talking. Okay. Carl fucked shit up. He fucked up a little in the end and now has a spider stuck in his chest. The end. I swear to the gods, old and new, if you don't give me what I want, I am going to tell my father that you said you're my real dad. Now we're talking, kid. Keep saying shit like that and you'll get far. He pulled his vape out and took a pull while she clicked the recorder on her wrist. The recording unit beeped. Okay, so the 8th floor. Supposed to be a bullshit filler floor, so the pricks running all this can drag it out as much as possible and collect as much tug money as they can. You get me so far? The whole thing of the floor was that they had to collect monster cards to fight with. A bold choice, honestly. Some people hate that nerd shit, especially when there's a lot of rules, but I say, whatever. Did you see the titties on that Medusa card that one guy had? Too bad he saw them too. Anyway, Donut and Carl got stuck in a place called Cuba, and they collected several cards. In the end, they ended up with a seal thing, a crab named Raoul, a giant terrifying cat, this donkey snake thing, a guy named Uzi Jesus, and another guy named Asahano, who both got combined to another guy named Lazarus. Oh, and he had a card named Alpha Carl that was really just Carl, but with way better hair and a much cooler voice. In the end, they had to use these cards to fight other card-wielding monsters. These fights were like a Circathian orgy. They all started off all organized with people following the ground rules, but the moment something weird happened, there was a lot of crying, a lot of bleeding, and a whole lot of screaming confusion. You know, I have to put all this in a school report, right? And what about the spider? You forgot to mention her. Your teacher is, Miss Gus, ain't it? Yeah, I won't be saying anything old anal beads hasn't heard, believe me. Nowadays, she can probably turn a carrot flaccid, but back in the day, when she was my and your dad's teacher, wow. Anyway, Carl's team basically got donkey fucked by the system, and it looked like they wouldn't get a key to the next floor. There was this little ass smear of a prick named Quan. You know your grandmother? Yeah. He was kind of like her, but not as bad. Anyway, that little sadistic nipple hair stole Carl's key, so Carl pretty much had to kill him, though he didn't get a player killer skull. And right afterward, though, this other crawler that people kind of liked died. Her name was I don't fucking remember, but she was a dog girl with a flamethrower and a pet meatball, and now Carl has both the flamethrower and the meatball. It was sad as shit. What else happened that you can recall? So, there was this other chick on the floor, a nun, Sister Inez, who was actually like a serial killer lady. She was a cat girl, by the way. That was funny as shit because Princess Donut did not like her. The nun lady went insane, though there's some question on how it happened. At the end there, she pretty much started working with the Sheol demon Amayan, who came to the world during a demon eviction event, and Louis ended up putting her down. But in doing so, Louis ended up marked for death by a god that was sponsored by those weirdo nebulars. Luckily for Louis, the same god, is Salty, ended up killed by Paz, who'd gotten turned to a card. Also, something else happened after that god died that only us viewers saw, something that's going to be a big deal later. It has to do with one of the ladies in the party, but I can't remember her name. That's so confusing. You want confusing? Ask me how they got into the stairwells at the end. It's not really important. Look, the important stuff you need to remember is that on this upcoming 9th floor, neither Donut nor Katya can leave until all the Naga are dead. And even once that happens, only one of them can leave. So, Katya has this deal with that rich CEO lady sponsoring the goddess Aletheia or something to go to the 12th and be a celestial attendant. Katya has to eat this flower thing, which is going to give her 3 choices, one of which is to be a 12th floor attendant. If it all works, only then can Donut leave. It's because they both put some on Tiara. Huanshin Jeeks was the sponsor, right? Yeah, I'm not too familiar with this whole part. Isn't she the one who cloned herself? The one that got banned years ago for cheating? Same one. When she got banned, it was Princess Donut's manager, Mordecai, who got railgunned by it. Anyway, there are now 10 teams on Faction Wars. The Princess Posse is one of the teams. One of the teams are the NPCs, led by a psychotic changeling named Juicebox, who has been running around killing everybody until the system put a stop to it by making her a warlord. She's in love with that guy. She's in love with that guy, Louis. I like Louis. I'd sure be sad if something terrible happened to him this floor. He's the one that kept having sex with the changeling and making her morph into historical figures from Earth. Exactly. And that was Juicebox, which goes back to rule number 1. Be careful who you're nice to, because if you are nice to the wrong person, they'll either take advantage of you, or worse, they might never leave. That seems like terrible advice, Uncle Quasar. Nah, telling someone to sign a contract in a Naga system is terrible advice because they like to change the rules on you. Recommending a chili cook-off for a first date is terrible advice, especially if you're lactose intolerant. This is good advice. It's no wonder Aunt Nova left you. You know what? I think I am going to bang your mom. Maybe I'll give her a child that isn't such an ass. I hope you do. Then I'll have a little brother or sister to do my work for me. Anything else I need to remember about the 8th floor? Yeah, all those rich fuckers on the floor, like Prince Stalwart, the Orc, or that banker operatic guy, or Epitome Tag from the Dream, they all can really die now. It's gonna be a shit show. An epic, but sir, you haven't taken a bath shit show. You are so disgusting, Uncle Quasar. You still haven't mentioned that whole thing with the homeless shelter, or that last card, the Eye of the Bedlam Bride. The spider is in him now, isn't it? The homeless shelter was a non-event, and nobody really knows how that's going to turn out with the spider in his chest. Tempest twisted a pipe and cursed as the whole unit came out. Mother horse fucker penis basket! Don't worry, kid. The sink doesn't even work anyway. It's more an art piece. She gave him a long, pissed-off look. She reached over and turned off the recorder. Can I ask you a serious question, Uncle Quasar? What is it? She let the bonded polymer pipes fall onto the floor. Are you in danger? For representing him, I mean. Like, real danger? Quasar let out a long stream of smoke. He wanted to lie, but he decided to tell her the truth. The kid deserved it. I think we all are, kiddo. It's the first time in my life I'm glad we live so far out in the middle of nowhere.
And there we go. I just wrote that.
Excuse me, guys.
Oh, Jeff's nose is running. So he read that like really, really, really fast, faster than I was expecting. I mean, it was like 2,000 words, I think. But I guess Quasar speak goes really fast.
It does indeed. You should have put that in the calculation, man. Yeah, that was super fun. God damn it, I am really excited. So Matt is sending me the script today, is that right?
That's right.
All right.
Yeah, so the script's going tonight. If you're on my Patreon, you guys are going to get it all. I promise there's going to be one last dump, but it's all coming out tonight. But it's so many words. It's like, I don't even know how many words. It's like 20,000 words at the end. So it's going to be chopped up into a couple posts, which I'm still putting together. It's 7 chapters plus the epilogue. And it's a long book. It's about the same length as the one before it. So it's going to be fun, and it's coming out on November 11th in ebook form and in paperback form. As soon as I'm done with the wrap cover for the paperback, I'll put the pre-order up. And then the audiobook, Jeff is going to start recording it pretty soon, and that's going to be February 11th, I think. And I believe Jeff is going to be doing cold reads for that as well. So.
Absolutely. So basically, I mean, you're sending me the manuscript now, but you're saying there's some editing to do. I don't want to start recording until there's no editing to do.
Right. And then this any delays is all my fault because I haven't sent it to him yet, obviously. So there's still a bunch of little edits to go here and there, a couple name changes to go. I'm aroused as well, Josh. But not even wearing pants, to be honest with you. But yeah, it's a process. This book was very, very difficult to write just because it's the culmination of all these other storylines coming together all at once. And we're not done yet. This is book 7. I anticipate we'll go to about 10. So we're just trucking.
Yeah. I wonder if you're going to take twice as long with the next book and twice as long with that.
I anticipate, I keep saying this, but I suspect the next book, book 8, will be a little bit shorter.
Okay.
And the one after that, book 9, which, I mean, I've been saying this, so I don't think this is a spoiler, but book 9 is going to focus on the events on the 12th floor. So I suspect that one will be another, complicated mess of a book, especially with like all the events that happen at the very, very, very end of this book mixed in with all the stuff that's going on. So.
All right. Well, I cannot wait to get started reading this thing. First of all, I will be sequestering myself in my room just to do the pre-read, and then once you give me the final version, I'm wanting to get started narrating right away. But actually, for those of you who don't know, Sound Booth Theater and Matt, we're both going to be at Author Nation this year, which used to be called 50 Books to 50K. I hope we'll see fans there because now they have this event called Rave where they allow, people from the public to come in to buy stuff from us. So, I'm hoping we'll see some people out there who are DCC fans who want to get the new cassette because the cassette is going to be there at Author Nation for the cassette for the audio immersion tunnel, of course. And then there's going to be, let's see, we'll be out there till the 16th. And so the first thing I'm doing when I get back, so I guess it would be the 18th, is when I'm going to start narrating. And so watch out for those cold reads, guys.
And the 15th is the day of the rave. It's called Rave. It's an event that's at the Bally's or Horseshoe or whatever it's called.
Yeah, Horseshoe.
I think you have to pay to get into it, but I'll be there. If you're there, bring your own book. I will have books there, but as always, they tend to sell out, and I'll be happy to sign. If you're in the Seattle area, I will be doing a signing tomorrow night at the Barnes & Noble South Center in the Tukwila Mall, so South Center Mall. So come say hello to me there. I'll be doing one in Portland coming up. I'll be in San Diego at the Mysterious Galaxy right before 20 books on the 7th. I'll be there. And one more event will be in December. I will be with Daniel Green, who's
oh, nice.
Yeah, he and I will be doing one at the King's English in Salt Lake City right before Dragonsteel, which I will also be at.
Cool. I wasn't able to get into that one, so
yeah, that one is wild. They sell out like immediately.
Right. Well, slap Daniel Green in the face for me because I like him.
I will.
Right.
I just bought my tickets for a Worldcon too next year in Seattle. You guys should. I said I wanted to sponsor a party. Worldcons are fun. They're in someplace different every year, and they're in Seattle next year, and then the year after that they're in LA. And I would love to see everybody there as well. And we have Lit RPG Con, which is coming up in July of next year in Denver.
That's right. Yeah, Sound Booth Theater is putting that one on. So yeah, guys, go to litrpgcon.com to sign up for the newsletter and to find out when tickets go on sale and to get updates for what the con's going to be. I'm really looking forward to planning this thing out and creating a different experience for people who may be used to cons but really want everything focused on Lit RPG. So.
Yeah, someone asked about JordanCon. I don't think I'm going to be going to JordanCon. I don't know if Jeff is or not.
I'd love to. I don't think I will. Sound Booth Theater will be there, but I won't specifically be there. So you'll still be able to meet potentially. Let's see who's going to be there. I think Justin might.
Justin's good.
Yeah.
He's a good substitute for Jeff. Yeah. He's taller, so
right.
It all evens out.
You get at least more volume.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gary will be there, I think, and then
Aaron. Right,
Gary,
yeah, Gary and Aaron, yeah. It sounds like it's going to be a fun crew anyway, so definitely go there if you have the time or money.
I don't know what Tucson is. I'm assuming it's in. I would like to go to Tucson. It's
the place where you live.
No, that's Tucson. Worst. I don't know where Tucson 51 is though. It is in Tucson. But it's I think it's over 20 books. It's over the same weekend as the 20 bucks. So
sorry, Tucson.
Well, I am in Tucson all the time. So I have my wife lives there, my mother lives there, my father-in-law lives there, my brother lives there, and I am there once a month. So if there's any cool events in Tucson, have them contact me other than the Tucson Festival of Books, who can go fuck themselves. But other than that, yeah, I would love to go. I am not showing anybody my toes.
Even though you're not wearing pants?
No. So somebody on Twitter the other day posted a picture of Carl It was a really well done drawing of Carl, and I am not going to post it. It's of him being held by tentacles with his feet being tickled. And you click on the guy's profile, and it's all like porn, like foot porn, like of men getting their feet tickled. And I really, really wish that I had like gone with boobs
Instead
or
of feet.
something instead of feet.
Well, you learned your lesson. Next
Well,
series.
I do collect feet pictures though. My alternate account is Richie, and you send them there though. So, yeah.
Yep. Indeed. All right. Well, guys, I got to get the hell out of here. I got a directing session coming up with Mr. Peter Berkrit. No. I'm sorry, with Rebecca Sands. So yeah, just got some more work to get to. Hi, Brian. Bye, Brian.
He wanted to know why I changed my shirt. I was wearing a shirt earlier with his face on it, but whenever I wear the shirt with his face on it, I sweat so profusely that it just gets gross really fast. So I have to throw it in the wash.
Yeah. He gets sweaty thinking about you, Brian. All right, guys. I got to get out of here. Don't forget Author Nation coming up real soon. That's November 11, right? 11,
yeah,
8, 9, 10, 11 through 15. So if you're a narrator, if you're an author, it's a great place to get an education on marketing and, where a great place to network. If you're a fan, show up for Rave. That's on Friday. And there's going to be tons of authors selling tons of stuff, including Sound Booth Theater. So thanks again, guys. Thanks again to Geneva and Guildify Con for having us.
And I'll be staying around for a few more minutes, but we'll say goodbye to Jeff, who's leaving like a little bitch. Bye, Jeff.
Bye, guys.
All right, awesome. Now that he's gone, let's have a real talk. Anybody have any questions? Someone asked, aren't there supposed to be any signings for book signings in the UK? I did do an event in the UK earlier this year, but it wasn't a book signing. It was another author event, and that was really fun. Events in the UK are kind of difficult when it comes to like commercial wise. I would have to be at a bookstore. And if someone invites me and is willing to take me there, I would be more than happy to do it, but that hasn't happened yet. Richie asks, how's Matt doing today? I'm doing okay. Last night is when I officially finished book 7 of the Dungeon Crawler Crawl 7, having put all of the scenes together. There's still lots of editing to do. There's lots of little things I want to change. There's lots of little retcons that I've like set up around the way that I have to go back and put it. Final word count of the book is 270,000 words, almost on the dot, which is really, really long. It's almost identical to the length of The Eye of the Bedlam Bride, which means the audiobook will probably be about the same length. And that is always kind of just a draining thing to do. It took me over a year to write it, and I have so many previous book characters all coming in, so it was lots of research and tons of rewriting. So it was exhausting. It's been kind of, a tough past few months, especially just getting it all down. Yeah, thank you. Someone said your cheese story was fantastic. I knew where I was going, and then, oh God, what he's talking about is on soundbooththeater.com. They had their April Fool's story was a bunch of short stories. There's several in there that are just amazing. Aaron from Soundbooth Theater's stories, one of the most amazing audio short stories I've ever heard. But the last one was something I wrote, and it's just about scientists and rats, and it goes back to my horror roots, and it was a pretty fun story. Any word on the Kickstarter books? We will have a announcement coming out tomorrow, in theory, hopefully tomorrow, about the progress. Everything's done. It's all printing stuff now. The only thing that hasn't happened is I'm waiting for them to finish mailing me the sheets of paper that I have to sign, but those get put in the end. They print the books and then they put them in there. All the files are done. All the artwork's done. It's just being slow, irritatingly slow, but hopefully it'll be out soon. We are going to do another Kickstarter for the next book, and I think we're going to have 2 and 3 in the same one. But like I said before, and I told them, the people that are running this, they were absolutely not going to do any steps for the next Kickstarter until we're done and completely fulfilled and everyone's happy with their copies from book 1. So let's see. Can't seem to find hardcovers of books 2 and 3 in the wild. Any store I should look at? Hardcovers. Those Barnes and Nobles should have them. Some Walmarts have 2. Book 3 just came out. I've seen them in lots of random stores. Obviously book 1 is going to be the easier one to find because they printed like tens and tens of thousands of those, whereas in the books 2 and 3 they always print less because they don't want to be in a situation where they run out of book 1s and only have 2s and 3s on the shelves. And that has been happening, so keep looking, I guess. And I don't know if you've noticed, this is a neat little tidbit I just learned today. This is on book 1, it has, the "You Will Not Break Me," and it's in like a magenta pink color, but only the first printing has it in magenta and pink. All the ones we're already on the second or third, we're on the third printing already, and all the subsequent ones they have it in silver. So if you have it in pink, then you have the first one. Okay. What Ahmed said something that I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. Some like nerd sound effect bullshit. I have a microphone, I plug it into a thing, and my voice comes out of it. I am a musician, yes, but I'm also a bass player, so I don't know shit about sound recording. But yeah, if you go into any bookstore, you ask them, say, "Hey, I would like books 2 and 3," or your library, and then they'll get them for you, and they get shipped directly from Penguin, and they come fairly quickly. And I appreciate you guys buying it, because anybody who buys it, I can see how many copies are being sold, and it's pretty amazing. And we have books 4, 5, and 6 coming out in hardcover in May, or March, April, May. Actually, they just moved it up a little bit, and I just finished approving everything for book 4, and I've written the story at the end, the backstage at the Pineapple Cabaret for book 4, and I'm writing it for book 5 right now, and it's going to be pretty good, I think. Well, thank you, Jared. I appreciate that. I don't know what that means. And thank you, Ryan, and thank you everybody else for your congratulations. Josh asked, "Matt, when you're constructing the rules for a new floor, how much whiteboard space do you use?" I use a lot. This behind me here is actually, I haven't used it in a bit because I moved to something on my computer. So if you've seen interviews with me recently, it's been on there. But all of that is for book 7. I'm about to erase it all and go into book 8, because book 8's rules are going to be fairly simple and straightforward, but chaotic at the same time. I can't wait. Book 2 says boom and silver. I'm not sure. I think the first, there's only one printing for book 2, so I think they're all in silver. Spill the beans, Matt. Is Cleaner Bot a former crawler? No, the Cleaner Bot is not a former crawler. That seems to be a very common fan theory. I actually have, when we were thinking about this happening with the recap, I knew what I was going to do, and it's all in there. Everything's in there, especially actually if you read the story at the end of Backstage at the Pineapple Cabaret. That's the short story that's in the hardcovers. You kind of get a little insight as to what the Cleaner Bot really is. It looks like my time is about to end. Somebody asked for a Kickstarter update. I said I talked about it a little bit earlier, but we'll be sending an email out tomorrow. But it looks like my time's almost up. And I just want to thank everybody. Again, just mattdinniman.com, or just search Dungeon Crawler Carl. If you're in Seattle, I will be at Barnes & Noble tomorrow night. I'll be in Vegas in a couple of weeks. I'll be in Salt Lake City. I will be in San Diego. And any of those places, I'd be happy to see you. I'll have my schedule for next year coming up soon. And I want to thank you, everyone, for all the support, especially my patrons. So my time is up. Thank you very much. Talk to you later.